Finally, I pressed the button that says go, and it finally went. It's been like spinning like a perpetual cyberspace for the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, it seems like. And finally, oh, you're live. It's like, oh, okay. Gee, thanks. Computer and others, making sure that I'm actually, making sure that I'm actually publicly, if you guys are seeing me, and you guys are. So you know the drill. If you are seeing me, hearing me, it's a thumbs up. At least I know my wife and my mom are watching, so I know that at least they're watching. All righty. Sorry about that little odd start. I've been kind of, like I said, I've been kind of waiting to start the last couple of minutes, and I pressed play, and it was just a perpetual nowhere's land. So, which is all good. It led me to actually open, or my wife to open the umbrella. She'll be along in a moment. All right, it's a virtual happy hour. It's Friday. Feels like Monday. I don't know what day it is. Feels just, it's, I've basically been in class all day, and I hope you guys are doing well. Bring the open sign down. It is virtual happy hour. Glad you're along. The idea, if you've never seen this, you're stopping by for the first time. You're wondering, what the hell is he doing? Why is he sitting in a long sleeve rash guard T-shirt and having a beer on his patio on a Friday when some of the world is out and about and some of the world's not? Well, it is still quarantine central, although yes, things are getting slowly back to normal in Texas. It depends on where you are. If you're in certain parts of Texas, probably more normal than others. Here in Dallas-Fort Worth, at least in the city of Dallas, I'm actually going to move this just a tad, folks. There we go. In the city of Dallas, a conservative city with a liberal government. Does that make sense? That's the best way I can sum up Dallas? Dallas is a conservative city with a liberal government. That's kind of the way it's been. Or maybe it's even better to say conservative city with a heavily Democratic state, or not state, but city officials. It's a real strange mix of politics here in the Metroplex, especially in Dallas. But you've got, of course, conservative governor and more conservative enclaves in the state, but it creates a little interesting dynamic. So anyway, the point was, what I originally started with, is that we're all in some sort of whatever we're doing. It's day number 48, as you see on the screen there, and I'm going to bring the happy hour sign down. 71 degrees Fahrenheit here in the Metroplex. Beautiful day. It's a little breezy. The winds died down some, but a little breezy. Not quite the breeze they had out in West Texas the other night. It was pretty breezy out there. He blew my daughter's power out 2 nights ago, I guess. Was it 2 nights ago? Gosh, they're all starting to run together. I mean, I know I've had things going on at night, and it's really weird, except for Sunday. I don't know what day begins and ends. I kind of have to be reminded sometimes. It's really weird. Waking up today, I wasn't even sure what day it was. Wasn't even sure what continent I was in, as a matter of fact. So that's what happens when you actually sleep 7 or 8 hours straight. That's always good. Anyway, the idea with the show is to all unite, have a cold one, whatever it is you're doing, adult beverage, I don't know, Palmer, glass of water, whatever it is you're doing, and just chat a bit and just kind of keep some semblance of regularity in our lives, all right? And for me, for some of you folks that don't know, who know me but may not know exactly what it is I do for a living, well, normally right now I'm probably sitting in my, well, it'd be 5 o'clock, so I might be at the pub, but still, most of the day I'm going to spend in my office in Kansas City, sitting with my legs propped up, working on my laptop, probably shooting a live video at noon and watching the T-Bones baseball team run through spring training drills, and maybe preparing for a spring training ball game that night. I think actually they began on Monday, so we actually would be working out, and probably about right now I'd be heading to the airport to catch a flight home to Dallas. Any normal year, that's probably what I've done on this Friday the last, 8 years. I've jumped on a plane flight either from Chicago or from Kansas City back home to Dallas for the weekend, and usually it's like my last 2 weekends of pseudo freedom until the off season. What I mean by freedom, where I'm not calling ball games. What I do for a living, I call baseball games, play-by-play on the radio, a little audio on the video stream as well. Do all kinds of social media. So my job consists of mostly being involved during the baseball season. So I'm starting to really get rock and rolling now. That mode to get going. Well, I didn't drive to KC this week. My office is still locked away. Haven't unpacked the boxes or my little big tubs of stuff that I unpack for my apartment every year. We're all here. It's just a weird deal. So the idea behind all this is all this rambling is for all of us to get together while we pass the time, and it helps me out because again, I'm used to kind of being in broadcast mode about right now, and this kind of helps me stay sharp. It also helps me find out what you guys are doing. It just helps us all have a little spirited chat. It just if it's just me talking for an hour, that's kind of like my workout, I guess. So anyway, get the chat going in just a moment. I'm actually going to fire this up as well in case anybody does want to go to the green room. I am going to get your questions and comments in a moment. Ryan, Dana, GM, Mom, Jeff, Kenton, David, others are along. Ryan asking, have I seen it? Have I, my thoughts of the Brockmire season finale, final season as well. I've not seen it, but I know about it. It was a conversation at a group chat last night or night before last. Again, the nights all run together. I'm being one, my mate up in Kansas City, and some guys we used to work with in Jacksonville back in the day. We were all chatting back and forth about some TV shows, and one of them was Brockmire, and what we're talking about was, and I do know where the thing ends up, so don't spoil it for me. I do know how the season goes, and I will tell you, in sports TV, in Hollywood TV, including movies, sometimes some liberties are taken. For example, for the most part, the movie version of Friday Night Lights, which was about the Odessa Permian football team, sort of was more realistic to a degree. It was on Friday Night Lights as well. I loved it. Now, it was a little different because it moved from small town, or a bigger small town, to a small town, and more around the Austin area. They took some liberties. They didn't take a book version. There was some liberties taken, some small ones in the book version, but in the TV show, there was some major liberties taken. And so my point is in sports shows, especially when they get the TV level, because hardcore sporties like myself and you, Ryan, and others, we're going to watch something that really, we want to watch realistic sports movies where sometimes you've got a show like All American, which we just finished up last night, season 2, recommended highly. It's a bit campy, as I told you guys the other day, but a show like All American, which is geared toward the teen to mid-20s range, has to be kind of tricked up a bit and camped up a bit for Hollywood tastes to get them to sell ads, and so it'll stay on the networks. So that's what it is. So that all being said, my long answer is Brock And now, for the third time, we're back. I do apologize. I've now put us on the phone. We're tethering now, and we again. This is what I had. I talked about on Monday, where AT&T not only are they getting the double whammy, they're actually doing us dirty by having the worst AT&T internet in the history of mankind. Yes, you AT&T, but they're also charging my cell bill now for me to tether. So I mean, they double whammy me because they're so. Oh, it's frustrating. I'm in my patio. Again, our router, I had to buy the route extender. Now, what's happened upstairs in our office, my office shows have been much better. But I actually put a route extender in the bedroom to help both Caroline's internet, which is right next to my office and her room, in my office upstairs and my studio office upstairs. And it's been much better. It's much better. For a while, there was a disaster. Our internet is located in the front of our house, but this thing was built in the 60s, as I mentioned, and it's got a bit of a concrete bunker mentality to it. And to get, even though as far as a bird flies or the dog goes, it's
100 feet.
Not even 100 feet. It's probably 60 feet, but it's located around in a closet, and it's again probably half of the concrete. So, let's get back on track. Well, I've got all off track there. And we're back, and before I bring my wife in, let's bring the woman who I'm saluting on Sunday, even though she won't be here. We'll still have a couple of drinks for you, Mom. There you go. Happy Mom's Day weekend, Mom.
Oh, thank you. You are still breaking up, but I can understand you now. At least I can see you. That's important.
Well, it's better. It's better. It's just been it's so aggravating. I mean, there's a lot of things aggravating right now. I guess if my biggest problem is the fact that the internet's terrible, then I guess that's fine.
Well, you know,
I worked upstairs. I was cutting from my phone Wednesday today. And you can find up there with the downstairs and this fiasco. So I can't even get on the. Just a mess. So
yeah.
So what were you going to say, Mom? I'm sorry.
Well, I've had problems this week also. My internet seems to go, it stays, but it doesn't connect to the devices it's supposed to. I've had to have my happy dappy helper, Phil, from Elkhart, help me get back online because I have so many of these virtual friggin' meetings. So, and I'm thinking, by the way,
forget more routers, I guess.
I'm thinking the David. The David you may have noticed. I don't know if he has his last name on there. The David that you mentioned. What does it say?
I don't know. My wife.
Because he's the CEO of the Council on Aging here, and doesn't get to go home to his family in Indy.
I don't know. Well, you know why? When I restarted the internet a moment ago, those names all went away. So I don't know.
He may be watching.
You may be right. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, and I told him he's bunkered down in an apartment and here, and he doesn't get to go home to Indianapolis. He hasn't been home since all this started because one of his daughters is expecting, and they don't want to, and he's our CEO of our nonprofit, and we're dealing with, we're working with, he's working with the population out there. I just wanted you to know, I shared that with him, and I don't know if that was the David that popped up, but it might have been David Kerr. I don't know. Anyway, so I'll get off so you can talk to some people.
Well, I was going to hold on because it's Mother's Day weekend. So what's going on this weekend? Is Uncle Bobby, my brother Sam, and his lovely wife Stephanie, are they doing anything for you, or are they just going to blow you off?
Well, no, they've already fixed plants, which I have to go out later and cover up because it's going to be 27 degrees here tonight, and they might not survive. Um, and they were going to get
27
yes
degrees.
in the morning, 27 degrees.
It was like 98 in Lubbock the other
I
day
know.
too.
My
Yesterday, day
sister told me it
before.
was hot, and so then they were going to do carry out for Mother's Day, and they asked me what I wanted, and I said, I don't know. And you choose. And then I got to thinking, he makes the meanest Tex-Mex cheese enchiladas that you've ever tasted, and great guacamole and great Spanish rice. So I called him back and I said, it'd be too much trouble for you to do that. And he said, no, that's fine. Well, I called him back again and said, don't bother because that's a lot of work. He said, I've already made the enchilada sauce. So I said, okay, go for it. So that's my food for the Sunday. Can't be better than Tex-Mex.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah. Hey.
No, it sounds good because that's really good. I'm glad you guys are doing that. We're actually going to be actually using our patio. I hope our patio is better than our internet, but we have our patio. Assuming it doesn't, we don't get a we had a bad storm last night, so it would be a little wet still. But we're doing fried yardbird, I believe, chicken and fried catfish from the gas and sip around the corner.
I got you.
Not
chicken place. But that's what we're doing. And we're having my in-laws over, and then Caroline will be here with her mom, and I'll kind of chime in a little bit too, I guess. So
you do
all good.
Oh well, maybe we should all do a family late on Sunday. Have a Zoom meeting.
A family Zoom. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
Well, we'll pass that on.
All good.
All right, I'll hang up.
All right, Mom. Love you, Mom. There we go. There's Mom Cam right there. There's my wife's.
Bye.
As her hand gets
Bye, Jim.
Bye, Jim. Mom says.
Bye.
There we go, Mom Cam. We are back here on Virtual Happy Hour. I get to see John out there, Inhoke brother, Joan as well. All right, sorry, I went down 3 different times, and I'm sorry about that again. It's the internet. Hold on, just a second. Internet, but I've been all over the place today. I'm going to kind of play catch up here. Let's see here. Again, internet, got through that. I've been here's the deal. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, usually right now I'm probably driving from T-Bone Stadium to Kansas City International Airport. I'm usually parking my car at the parking spot, taking my shuttle back to the American Airlines desk and flying or counter and gate and flying back to Dallas for the weekend. That's usually the drill right now, but not happening. But what I have tried to do, one thing I was encouraged to do by a couple of sportscaster nerd friends of mine, was to spend as much time kind of just diving in some things and some new tasks and things that I haven't been doing. One of which is video editing. I've done a little bit of video editing back in school in my early years out of Lubbock. I did a lot of video editing, old school style. I've done a lot of audio editing over the years, and that's something I do almost through the baseball season. I edit audio, a couple times a day. So the principles for audio and video are very similar, but there's a lot of these little, it's the drop down menus and where to find things is where I lose it. And now with Adobe, you can actually go from Premiere to Adobe to Audition and back and editing. And I know the audio program I use is different than the Adobe program. So I'm actually learning that. So I spent the last, mostly the day in little video tutorials because I was going to get this video introduction done. So I shot one and finally did it and put a video intro for my Wednesday show. Actually a decent. I mean, it's not going to win any awards. It won't win an Emmy or a Facebook Emmy. Hold on just a second, babe. But so I'm going to catch what I've been doing, then I'll slide you over. Just hold on. I don't come to Shakespeare class and tell you how to teach Shakespeare. Hold on. Just a second. And then we'll go from there. I'm not going to show the video, but I'll show it on Monday. But anyway, the point is I've been diving in, trying to get as much little classwork. So yesterday, it was all about learning about microphones, which sounds very nerdy, but I had to invest in some new equipment, and that's one thing I haven't done in years. So with that being said, I'm going to slide over. Now my wife can chime in, and I'll bring her on. We pull the earbuds out, too. And actually what I was actually working on was getting some gear for us so we would be able to hear you guys if anybody does chime in, but it's okay. But anyway, so basically it's been like class for me the last last
kinda
day or
cold.
so. A little cold. Yeah, it's a little breezy out here. 71 degrees. We're in the shade though, but it's breezy, and it was breezy this morning. But this is the lovely and talented wife. I guess we can just call this couple cam, right? We'll just do that. And somebody was asking, or Ryan was commenting, GM, about the Brockmire, and I was just saying that a lot of liberties. How many times have I told you in the show how many liberties they've taken? How it's not really that's not how. I mean, for example, a little thing but a big thing. The play-by-play announcer on the radio would not be announcing over the loudspeakers.
Yeah.
There at the ballpark. Now you'd be hearing him maybe in the restroom or the concession stands.
Sometimes I think that's what people think you do.
No,
Maybe even people you work for.
Well, I know that. I mean, there's no doubt. Let's see here. Ask Connie about our 2-hour driveway doozy.
Oh no, were you drinking for 2 hours straight?
Oh yes, Mom. Yeah, I meant to ask Mom. She had a virtual happy hour yesterday in her on her driveway.
Oh,
yeah, with social distancing and all. Let's see here. Are you your past game broadcast archive? I'll have to go back and when I join. Yes, you know what, Kevin, they are. I will get that for you. Let me check that out after dinner tonight. I'll get that for you. I have them all. And all I've archived on our SoundCloud page for the T-Bones, Kevin, is I've got all the highlight reels, but there is a way and I've actually thought about this the other day, about putting some of the old broadcasts online and doing something with them, maybe having one broadcast today and doing an edited version. I don't know.
Do your own highlight reel.
What?
Do your own highlight reel.
That's what it is, man.
I know, but do a long one.
Anyway, again, no, I just said that's what I did. We've got all the highlight reels, audio highlights. But yes, Kevin, that would have been
a lot of good plays of good stuff for you.
Okay. Anyway, again, you're not helping by just telling the exact same thing I just told him.
Maybe I misunderstood.
Yes, I have those for you, Kevin. So I will. I'll get that whole broadcast for you, and I'll get it up. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put those on. Gosh, I guess I can put them all. They're all archived actually in our reel on MixLR. MixLR is the app that we use for our broadcast. That they're all there. Let me figure out where they are. I know they're online somewhere, and I'll find you a link, Kevin. I'll send that to you this sitting. So does that work for you there, honey? Is that all good?
Yeah, I think I didn't understand what you were talking about.
And Berta got a kick out of that. Call them T-Bones. Yes, call them T-Bones leftovers. I love that. And Ryan, I've been going through some things and changing some branding in that ilk. And that's actually a heck of a good idea. That's very, very good. I love that. I love that. As a matter of fact, Ryan was asking about Brockmire earlier. Hank Azaria did an interview on Entertainment Tonight last Friday, or Thursday or Friday, and he did the interview in his Brockmire voice. It was pretty funny and in character, which I'd be like,
You have a plaid jacket. You could probably put that on for
yeah,
your...
you could. But it's like, it's what, I think it was Jim Nance that said this, or was it, I don't know if it was Jim Nance that said this or not. I think it's who it was that said this in my seminar 2 weeks ago. But when you begin to sound like yourself and not like a broadcaster, that means you probably mastered your craft. So if I don't sound like Brockmire, it's probably a good thing. So I will take that. Yeah, Kevin, I'll definitely.
Particularly since he's drunk half the time.
Oh yeah, that sounds like number 16 Greek Circle in circa 1988. It's would have been the case. But what are you guys doing out there? What's going on? I don't have any topics today, really. I
do.
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I'm watching all these seniors have these graduation parade things, and I'm waiting for the turn for my guys to be able to do something like that, which would be fun. Anna Banana, my niece, has her senior presentation tonight, and we were invited to join it on a Google Meet, where she does her little senior thing.
What time was that?
Is it 6?
Oh.
Yeah, no, we will.
I'll stretch this thing out a little bit then.
No, I'm going to get up and go and tune into her. But yeah, she's got that coming up, and
I need a full
and then I was
report.
going to say Mother's Day.
Yes, Mother's Day's
You
coming.
talked a little bit about that earlier,
Yeah.
but I wasn't down here.
And Mother's Day's coming up on this again. All these spring holidays. Let's go back to really, I guess the last sort of normal holiday, and it really wasn't a holiday, would have been Fat Tuesday. I mean Mardi Gras, because that was the. And then the Ash Wednesday, we went to church that way. And I think we went maybe 3 weeks of church until we stopped. And actually it stopped. We were actually on the road at spring break when our church shut down. So really, Easter's been different. Mother's Day is different. And, it's kind of one of those deals. But what we've done, at least for Easter and for Caroline's birthday and what we're going to do for Mother's Day, is really the same recipe we've done the entire time. It's all just be together, patio, either the in-laws are here and just sit around and nothing too just sitting around because we don't usually always, a lot of times, especially in the baseball season, I'm able to get home, but sometimes during the season it falls on Mother's Day falls during the season. And
this time of year, I'd be like ironing regalia, for graduation and stuff like that, and taking pictures. And it's weird that all that stuff's gone. Like I'm not gonna have a picture, at least yet, of my guys in their white jackets. That'll probably happen sometime in June or July. So.
Well, they wear white jackets. That's right. The schools teach that they wear white
tuxes.
Again, I don't know. There's the dog.
Yeah. Yes, he likes the white jacket look.
Yeah, he is.
That's right.
Bubba. Anyway, so graduations are going on, and what do you want to do, bud? What?
He thinks we snacks. We don't.
You don't like pretzels. He likes everything else. Come here.
He just wants to be on.
You want to be on? You want to jump up here? But you're smelling my mouth, the mouse, the phone now. Anyway, you just want to be on. The dog's out here, and we're again a little breezy here on the patio. But glad you guys are along. Glad you guys are doing well. I don't have any really major topics. Friday kind of turns into be the free for all, just
Did you
jackass session. Is what
I ordered you a Mother's Day present.
What?
I did. I told you the other day that I ordered you something for Mother's Day.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but what are you talking about?
I did. I ordered you something for Mother's Day.
Vitamins?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I ordered you a gift for Mother's Day.
I know what you're talking about. Anyway, we ordered you something. I ordered you something today, so nothing fancy, but I did order you something.
Nothing fancy.
I mean, it's not like I couldn't hit the mall or anything like that.
Well, you can get at the mall. You can order online.
Well, yeah, pretty much true, but we're trying to watch our dollars and cents. Some of us aren't getting any compensation for our efforts. So I got to be careful there. So, but all good. I digress.
Did you see the Jimmy Fallon song that teachers should make $1 billion?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it.
We need to make that happen.
Well, then we could all retire. Then this whole mess we'd go to whatever island, or we'd actually go to Margaret River in Western Australia and be done with it.
Yep.
And go and
then vacation in Belize.
Yeah.
We could leave this craziness.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. Although we still love it here. All good though. But yes, I don't know. The first holiday, I guess the first holiday for us that we missed would have been when Caroline's birthday was in the middle of the week. We had originally planned on celebrating her birthday in Italy, which was the original plan. My mom was going. We were going to go to Italy. My aunt and we were heading over. And we kind of sort of had some things we were going to do for her birthday, mostly in the northern part of the country, up around Tuscany area. And we actually were staying right outside of Siena, a place that she wanted to go back to. She spent like a day there and wanted to go back. And we were kind of working on, that was the original birthday plan. Well, then we went to Belize. She was in quarantine. She came back from Rome. And the first holiday, that was her birthday. We all got together and we waited a couple of weeks even. It was just kind of like, but Easter came and went. Easter was great, but we didn't leave the couch. We were here. We went to my in-laws. It's different. And I think the moral of the story is that a lot of things will be different for a while. I think we're going to all kind of be in this different mode for a while, and slowly but surely come out of it. But boy, I mean, there's been no spring like this ever in any of us lived through. Not all.
Mm-mm. Well, since we're talking about graduation, what did you do for your graduation? Did you do anything special for high school or tech graduation? Did y'all do a big party?
What do you mean special?
I don't know. Did you have a party?
You were there at high school.
I know, but I thought maybe you'd talk about what kind of party you had.
I mean, we went to Florida as a class and came
yeah.
back, and I skipped the graduation rehearsal and I got in trouble.
I nearly got killed on the way to graduation
Which
rehearsal.
is funny because where I go to church now, we're members
We
now.
graduated.
We graduated at the time. I was going to a different church, but now we're members of the church I graduated from. And I remember pulling up in that big monstrosity at the time. I thought it was huge, and I was
Really big.
I was about 30 minutes late, and we were told not to be late. But
Yeah, I think you came in with a snarky attitude too. Kind of like, I'm Danny Vaughn. I do what I want.
rules don't apply to me.
No, they never did.
Rules don't apply to me.
None of
So,
them did.
any idea what I can get my wife for her birthday, Mother's Day, fall? There's actually, Kevin, I got a mate of mine from church here's the trifecta. His anniversary was on a Wednesday.
Yep.
His wife's birthday is on it Saturday, and Mother's Day is on Sunday. He's got the trifecta. He's got all three, and he could easily. We were talking this the other day on the line with him. You take the easy way out and just get the one special big gift.
No.
But
well,
you really,
unless it comes
but
in
the
a Robin's Egg blue box.
but the anniversary is an odd numbered year. It's not an even or a zero or nothing. It's nothing like, whatever. It's not like a gold or silver or gold, whatever. But we did kind of talk him down and said, no, you probably should buy or commandeer 3 separate gifts for all 3, because they're not all 3 of the events are all 3 going to be at the house. So
Okay, wife for her birthday, Mother's Day. Let's think about this. Let's help a guy out. Okay, so what does she like, Kevin? Does she need a new purse? I'm a big purse person. As long as it costs more than $500. Then there's always Tiffany. You can order that stuff online. What else does she like? Fill her out some brats. You could buy her perfume. That's a good one.
there are a lot of options online. There are. And
Or you could do something clever that she likes. Take her to do something.
I will say this, marketing people have become genius with what they're doing with email. I had already decided what I was going to do for GM already before this email. That being said, I would have probably waited around till tomorrow maybe, and I better get this done. But because my email box this morning had a reminder from this said company that I was already going to probably do business with anyway, reminding me that it was Mother's Day, and by the way, time's running out, and I didn't hesitate. I sat right there.
A fashion mask, Kevin.
Yeah, they got fashion mask. Let's see
Fashion
here.
mask.
Berta says we gave Logan a choice of party or fully loaded kayak.
Ooh,
He chose
that's a no-brainer, Berta. I told her I'd pick the kayak. I don't even like the kayak.
Yeah, okay, kayak, good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, a Louis Vuitton purse, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Kevin says they're
See, Berta knows.
celebrating by driving out to Sioux Falls where we could have freedom of the weekend. She likes purses, guns, and wine.
Okay, so why don't you get her a purse with a gun and wine in it?
That sounds like a country song. She likes purses, guns, and wine. She's my baby. Yeah, that'd be good. That's a good one right there.
Yeah, I think you could, or at least put some ammo in a purse. I don't know. Make a purse out of it. I don't know.
Well, Kevin lives in the Twin Cities, or just south of the Twin Cities, and in Minnesota they have a bit of a different situation because everything's state by state, and they're not allowed to even. I don't think you guys are allowed to breathe. I think up there, so
no, there's no talking.
no talking in Minnesota.
There's
So
no
he has to
talking.
leave to go to Sioux Falls. You got to go to the Dakotas to get any words in. So
There's no smiling.
no smiling.
No talking.
No talking. Let's see here. Jewelry. Yes, jewelry.
Jewelry's good.
And yeah, jewelry's good. Usually, and the thing about us too, and why I didn't, this is not a clothing purchase this year, because especially in my wife's case, I mean, the size I probably would have grabbed would be off because she's the incredible shrinking woman. I mean, it's just like
You're the incredible shrinking man.
I'm the expanding man, as a matter of
You're
fact.
not the incredible expanding man.
But we've actually had to go replenish our wardrobe right around the holiday. Well, actually,
Spring break,
during the
yeah.
holiday a little bit, and right before we went to Belize, we had to do some overhauling as well because
Yeah,
we
new
would-
shorts, bathing suits, everything.
we needed something to wear in that ocean. So we all good. Yeah, jewelry works, but how about a Tiffany blue? Yeah, Tiffany blue
There-
9 mil. There you go.
That's
There you go.
brilliant.
There you go. There you
A
go.
Tiffany blue 9
You know what? I
gun, that'd be
guarantee you, if
great.
they made one, I guarantee
Berta
you.
would have it.
Well, that, and I guarantee you, it'd sell in these parts. I mean,
Berta, that would look fantastic in the glove box of your new Mercedes.
let's see here.
I got to ride in her new ride.
I
And
know.
you didn't even get to see
I
it.
know. Cop showed up at my house last night. I issued a citation. Yeah. Oops. Sorry about that, sir.
That's funny.
That'll be a $25 fine. We'll put the thermometer out of the way so we can see the tail end of that. Where's the waitress today? I didn't see. Did she go? Oh, I'm sorry. Waitress right there. Glad you guys are along. If you do, again, shows all over the place today. It's kind of, again, Fridays kind of are like this. They kind of turn into just a muck it up. I don't have any topics really. It's usually about the time. I mean, you know, again, we don't have to be reminded it's Friday about 4:00. Oh wait, it is Friday, because you just don't even. I mean, for whatever reason, it just doesn't even seem like it half the time. Want to chime in? There's your place to chime in. Love to hear from you. Let's see here. What else we got here? Bigger or small? Are you bigger or small in Australia? The exchange? Yes. I mean, that's a funny story, Ryan. Okay, kilos are different than pounds, correct? Obviously. Miles and kilometers. Where are you going?
Go watch Anna's thing.
Oh, well, you just left me hanging. Say bye to everybody, babe.
Well, I will. My thought was I was going to bring you your drink and then say bye, but Anna's thing starts in 5 minutes and I want to see it.
Okay, we'll see you, babe. Love you.
Bye, folks.
Bye, folks. It's a it's couple cam. Let's slide back over again. Good question and a very good story, Ryan. This is a good one. My first year in Australia, 2012, I was on a very tight budget. I mean, I just left my job in the States, and I was doing pretty well. I'm going to pull this back on. Now to leave off. Put it back on. Hold on just a second, guys. Sorry about that. Oop. Make sure you can hear me. Yep, you can hear me. You guys can hear me, right? Yep, thumbs up. You can hear me. All good. So yes, we got more to decide too. So I left my job here in the States, went to Australia, and I was on a very tight budget. I mean, really tight. I think I was making maybe 20. I mean, like about $20 a game, and we only played games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we wouldn't play we'd be off for a week and come back 2 weeks later. It was definitely a Spartan existence. I shared a flat with 3 other people, which was great. I'm still close to, it was actually 4. One Kiwi, she went back. I didn't really know her that well. And then my 2 other mates, this guy and a gal that we all were kind of a sitcom of sorts. This American and these 2 Australians, and we really had a good time. We were really, really good people. I'm still close to them to this day. It was basically, I had a room, and we all shared everything. It was really very much like, here I was, an older guy, almost back to where I was just out of school. I mean, it felt just like being out of school. I had my own little part of the fridge. We all pitched in for the bills, that kind of thing. So very much like the old deal. Well, anyway, long and the short of it is, I go to the local IGA, go to the shops, and I am first couple trips in, I realized everything in Australia is expensive, which is true, sort of. And the thing is I'd go through and I just start buying whatever's priced cheap, bologna, sliced ham, but anything deli. I'd go through the deli and I realized, gosh, it's like $17 a kilo, or shrimp would be $14 a kilo, and I'm like, they have shrimp in the ocean here. How can it be so expensive? I'm thinking it should be cheap. And I would go. So first month and a half, I just bought bologna and ham and bread and whatever I could, whatever bottled beverage I could have, and it's kind of what I did. I didn't know any better. I bought whatever cheap sausage I could find and cheap vegetables, and I bought a lot of veggies. Turns out, my head was thinking pounds, ounces, cups, miles, gallons, all that. And you have to do a whole Fahrenheit, all that. You have to do a whole total reverse over there because it's all in kilo, it's kilometers, kilos, and it's in meters. It's all in. Somebody'd say to me, "Oh, it's so many meters," and I'd be like, "Or so many kilometers." And you'd see the sign; it would say 40 kilometers to whatever. And you think that's a long way away, and you're driving, and you'd be there in just a few minutes because it's about, it's about half that. So I went to the store and finally realized I've been buying all this cheap lunch meat in these little small packages. The thing was is that I had it memorized at one time, but I've got it cheat at my phone. I have a little cheat code, a little app on my phone where I go in there and I'd say, instead of a kilo, they said, well, I need 0.7 or was something like that, 0.57 kilos. And that was basically what the mathematics worked out for a pound of something was. But I didn't know that the first few times I went. So I was buying the crappiest meat, the crappiest things I could buy, bags of chips. And at that time, when I went to Australia, I'd lost tons of weight. I lost about 60 pounds when I went over. And here I was eating the worst possible stuff I could eat. And I'd gone from eating really good over here to eating like crap. Well, finally, once I realized the conversion, which I believe, let me tell you, it is, let me get the official conversion. It is, yeah, okay, yeah, it's 0.45. That's right. I think I said 0.35. It's 0.457 is what it is, the conversion. So I'd write that down on my hand or in my wallet. I'd go up and say, and they knew I was a Yank. They go, I need 0.457 of sliced turkey or 0.457 of ground beef. I mean, that was a pound. And it suddenly, because a kilo was, well, what's a kilo? What is a kilo? The other way around, it'd be 1 kilo. Let's see, 1 kilo is to pounds. Well, I should know this. I'm sorry, 1 kilo is, yeah. So one kilo is 2.2 pounds, right? I would never buy 2.2 pounds of anything for myself. I mean, there's no way. But I was in there, and you go through the meat, the meat aisle, and in the butcher shops there in the grocery store, and the shops there in Australia, and I'd see things for $20, $18, and going, there's no way I can afford to eat over here. I mean, we're talking pork chops, and I mean, there was this one place had a fresh made meatloaf. I can't afford meatloaf. All I eat is bologna and sliced ham sandwiches that I had to buy off the rack in the freaking deli aisle. Turns out DV didn't know the conversion. So yes, I am actually smaller in Australia. Actually, it's wrong. I'm actually bigger in Australia than I am in America. So I'm smaller here than I am in. Does that make sense? Okay, good question. Even a longer answer. So let's see here. They do have a Beretta. I mean Beretta. They do have a blue 9mm. I guarantee you, that is awesome. Who do we decide? GM's gone inside. That'll be Monday. We'll think about this weekend. Who's going to play Carole Baskin? We got to find that out. I forgot about that. Let's see here. Kevin says I have the same effect on happy hour as I do this week in the association. I totally take the shit. Yeah, I got to admit, I did a lot of classwork today and yesterday. I mean, I literally spent I woke up and I had these, and as I'm working out this morning, jogging or walking the dog with the wife, I'm thinking in my head the things I want to do. And I can visually tell you how I want these things to look, but I have never done them. It's like me saying, I want my house to look this way, but I've never built a house, so I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing. Well, for me, I knew I wanted this intro to look a certain way, but I'm not sure how to do that. And I actually, in my head, had worked out one for my show that airs in Australia, and that's an easy one. But I was working on these videos, and so these videos, I was doing these classes to learn what the hell I was doing. Still, I only know bits and pieces, which is kind of the thing. But when you're self-taught like I am, and a lot of my skills are self-taught, that's what you do. I mean, when I got out of school in '91, the internet wasn't even born yet. Things were a lot different. And now things are totally different. The way you edit video and audio back then, totally different. Principles are the same, but different. And I can edit audio like this. No problem. Video, I'm better at, but a lot of it's the drop down menus, it's the wording. And then I'm also working on my website. I'll give you guys a preview of the website this week or next week. It's up. My personal website's up, and I'll give you guys a shot of that too. Some links to that maybe next Wednesday or something like that, because we'll be doing this for a while. Everybody else okay? What's going on? Anything else worth telling? Because again, this thing just went off the rails with the stop, start. Good to see Kyle out there. Kenny, good to see you, brother. Love everybody. Let's see. This weekend, of course, Mother's Day coming up. GM does have something coming. Nothing just too fancy. As a matter of fact, it's just something that sounded like a good idea. So we'll talk about it on Monday. We're actually, we're kind of in that mode right now. We don't know where things are going, right, for us. Obviously, she knows school will go back to fall. She's still teaching, and St. Mark's, where she teaches, will go back to school back in the fall. They're going to be back in the fall. I'm kind of in limbo. We think, I feel like we'll play baseball, but it's not up to me. I don't know what things are like in each city. I know what they are in Kansas City. I know what they are in Dallas. I don't know what they're going to be like. I know what there are in the Twin Cities to a degree, but I don't know how things are going to go and how each place is going to open up. I still feel like we'll play baseball from July on. But again, it's got to be with people in the ballpark. We cannot not have fans. So my point is, with everything in limbo right now for us, it's kind of like, well, I don't want to go out and I got to make our purchase is going to be kind of deliberate, and we're buying some equipment for this stuff and for to help this social media video stuff out a little bit more, odds and ends like that. But by and large, it's one of those deals where kind of, so we're usually Mother's Day, I have a long stack of stuff planned, but not so much this year. Mom says didn't have a phone till 13. Yeah, you didn't have a phone till 13. It's true. And you had the party line too, Mom. I remember this too back in when I was in college at Tech. My grandparents lived 60 miles south of Lubbock, between Lubbock and Midland, Odessa, and they had a party line. Anybody know what a party line is? Phone line? You ever have those? Where you guys are from? You know what I'm talking about? Where it was, the same line was in 3 or 4 different places, and there's times you pick the phone up and you'd hear somebody else talking on it from 3 or 4 miles away on the party line, and it was always weird to me that 13 miles out in the middle of the country that you have a party line. That's how it was back in the day. So, Mom, yes, I did know. Elmo, good to see you, brother. How you doing, man? All right, programming-wise, Monday, we'll do this again on Monday. I'll try to do a little more prep work. We'll obviously talk about Mother's Day. Maybe I'll do it open for this. That might be something we can do. I don't have a lot of highlights of it, but that'd be a happy hour open I can preview on Monday. Of course, that's the Blue Angels flew over on Wednesday. It's kind of been anticlimactic, right? But maybe I'll do that Monday. And then we'll also review the weekend's TV options. We're starting from new tonight. We finished All-American last night. So we've got a list of 4 or 5. We'll probably just make a judgment call tonight. Whatever comes up first, we'll jump in and see what we can knock out this weekend. Of course, Mother's Day over the weekend. And how about a lot more prep work? That'd be a good idea, right? Ryan, you'd be proud of me the other day. I did this really, for me anyway. It took me back to KMAC in my days at KMAC, where I was trying to edit those highlights for the 10 o'clock news, but I did a pretty decent little job for the most part of where I opens. And they're not the best, they're not terrible. But the thing is, the great thing about the world today is, if you don't know it, the internet's got it for you. And I can go through tutorials. There's this one guy, he was about as boring as they come, but he was the most informative. A lot like the classes I took in college. Is very much like that. So more prep work on Monday. This show is not prepared at all. I just rolled down here at 5 till 5 and said, let's go. But sometimes you got to do it that way too, but all good. Maybe we'll actually talk some sport. Wednesday was really crazy because Wednesday I did oh gosh, I did about 4 hours of live programming with no breaks, not at one time, but no commercial breaks. So we weren't like, it's like a standard US TV show where you have, 20 minutes of programming and 40 minutes of breaks or whatever. I mean, it was all convo, so all good. Yeah, see you then. Your show will be getting shortly, right? I'll be catching yours later. I always catch yours on repeat on Twitter a little bit later on at night, so I'll be catching it later. Good to see you. Though, Ryan, have a good one on it. Ryan Hyatt Media. Again, it's a great show. Does a great work at 1340 in Lubbock. You want to talk Big 12, Cowboys, Chiefs, whatever, Big 12. He's got you covered. So see you, Rhino, out there. See you, mate. Have a good one. Good to see Stephanie out there. Who else? Lou, what's up, mate? I got to check out your podcast, Lou, too. 6:30, Ryan's show will be on Twitter. Ryan Hyatt Media. Check that out on Twitter tonight. Yeah, Lou, I got to check out your podcast. I wish I was still doing podcasts. I love doing them, but now this whole video nonsense, I kind of wish I was just doing, because podcasts, I could knock them out like that, man. I could knock a podcast out. I could literally do a podcast today. That's what I was doing at one time when I was with Gary. But now this whole video nonsense, and that's doing it every day too. But now I'm trying to add more bells and whistles. But I love this. We can do this. It's great, because back in the day in college, it'd been great to have a show just doing what I wanted to do. And the fact that you guys can do that, a guy like Luke can do what he wants to do, I love that. It's awesome. All right, time to close it out here, I guess. Again, the wheels off today, but glad you guys joined me. I'm glad anytime you guys stop by. The idea of this whole thing, is just to have a chat. It's a bunch of us sitting around a patio table, having a cold one, shooting the breeze, just talking. And mostly me talking, but hopefully Monday or Tuesday or next week, Monday or Wednesday or Friday next week, you guys will go to that link, which is right here, and wherever it went. You'll go to this link next show, and you'll just join me, and love to have you come on and bring you on, and we will have a chat. Matter of fact, Matt Fain, you should join me. Fain, I want you on the show on Monday, sir. So you need to come on the show on Monday. And Matt, I got a little bit of a bone, not a bone to pick with you, but I want to tell you again, man, you are legend, sir. Just all I'm going to say is that you're a legend. And you've got the busy weekend because your wife's birthday is today, right? And Mother's Day. You've got the double whammy. I mentioned my friend at church had the triple whammy, anniversary, birthday, and Mother's Day. But you had the double whammy. Yeah, Fain, you need to join me. Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it, brother. Always appreciate you, my friend. And keep working out. But yes, Fain, you need to join us at that link on Monday. But again, the idea of this thing is just for us all to kind of, well, for me, it's to keep my creative juices flowing and my broadcast mind going. And it helps me because when I'm on the air play-by-play wise, yes, I'm calling balls and strikes, but baseball is a slow game. And there are times where I've got to keep you guys or keep the fans sort of involved. And it takes sometimes more than balls and strikes, and as it takes a story about whatever to keep folks involved. So I appreciate that. Speaking of great folks, how about my boy Spider in Australia? A good Saturday morning to you, mate. You legend, you. Good to see Spidey. He's a legend out there. Boy, I tell you, he's one of my favorite people in this entire globe. He's awesome. Good to see him out there. What's the most popular? Oh, wait. Sorry about that. That was a new question. Kenny, good to see you too, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, guys, so let's get on Monday at 5 o'clock Central Daylight Time. And again, I'm actually working on, I got some new equipment coming in that my wife and I hopefully will have a little better audio. Hopefully the audio will be much better than the windy one you're hearing today. But we're working toward that. It may be a few more days away, but we do have some fun stuff. Get the breezy here. Temperatures dropped to 70, but the breeze is blowing. So, going to be a little cuts with the long sleeve rash guard shirt on tonight for you. So, all right, mates, good to see you. Love all y'all. Please be careful this weekend. Happy Mother's Day to everybody, moms and folks that are going to be moms and folks that have moms and everybody, happy Mother's Day. Love them all. And give your mom a big hug for me. And appreciate you guys joining us. God bless. Please be safe. Hug somebody. Tell somebody you're proud of them, especially our healthcare workers. And Godspeed. I'll see you guys on Monday in our virtual happy hour right here on Facebook Live. Time to put that open. Actually, not the open. Come on, Vaughn. You know this. The close sign up as we move around the screen here. Close signs up, and the happy hour sign goes up, and DV goes by the wayside. Love you guys. See y'all for day number 51 on Monday. Good night, everybody.